Tony Curtis, widely remembered for his memorable role in Some Like It Hot, where he famously donned women's clothing, also carved a niche for himself in westerns, film noirs, and historical epics like Spartacus. However, it was his turbulent personal life that truly sparked interest. With 6 marriages, a slew of affairs, and 6 children, Curtis's off-screen antics were as dramatic as any of his on-screen roles. Despite his fame and success, it was his connection to one particular icon that seemed to haunt him for decades after her death, Marilyn Monroe. Their brief but intense relationship left a lasting mark on Curtis, one that lingered far beyond their time together on screen. As the years passed, he found himself frequently reflecting on their shared experiences and the deep emotional impact Monroe had on him. The allure of her presence never quite faded, as it continued to cast a shadow over his personal life long after her tragic passing. Certainly, Tony Curtis, a renowned actor, is often remembered for his memorable role in the comedy classic Some Like It Hot, where he humorously dressed up like a woman. However, his career extended far beyond that single performance. He showcased his versatility by acting in many different types of films, including westerns, where he played brave gunslingers and rugged heroes. He also starred in film noir movies, which were dark and moody stories full of mystery and suspense. Additionally, Curtis appeared in epic films like Spartacus, which depicted grand historical stories filled with large-scale battles and noble characters. Throughout his long career, Tony Curtis worked with many talented actors and directors, earning praise for his acting skills and charismatic presence on screen. Off-screen, his life was just as eventful as his film career. He was married 6 times and had 6 children, each marriage bringing new joys and challenges. Besides his marriages, Curtis was known to have had many romantic affairs, which kept his personal life busy and often in the spotlight. Despite the ups and downs of his off-screen life, he remained a beloved figure in Hollywood, admired for his talent and charm. His journey through different film genres and his colorful personal life made him a fascinating personality in the entertainment world. Curtis's career highlights reflect a dynamic actor who could adapt to various roles and genres, contributing greatly to Hollywood's golden age. Throughout his life, Tony Curtis continued to be remembered for both his on-screen performances and his off-screen adventures, leaving a lasting impact that endures to this day. Tony Curtis was a well-known actor who had a long and famous career in Hollywood. Despite his fame, there are rumors that he may have had a secret love child from one of his many highly publicized flings. These rumors suggest that Curtis's personal life was complex and sometimes kept private, even as his film career was in the spotlight. Curtis' most notable and high-profile marriage was his first one, which was to actress Janet Leigh. This marriage brought him a great deal of media attention and public interest. Together, they had 2 children named Kelly and Jamie Lee. Kelly is one of his children from that marriage, and Jamie Lee is also his daughter, who went on to become a famous actress herself. Their marriage lasted for many years and was well known to the public during the height of Curtis' career. The relationship between Curtis and Lee was often discussed in Hollywood circles, and their children became part of his legacy. Curtis's personal life, especially his first marriage and children, played an important role in shaping his public image. Over the years, people have speculated about other aspects of his life, including the possibility of a secret child, but his marriage to Janet Leigh and their children remain the most documented parts of his family history. Despite the rumors and the media attention, Curtis's early marriage and his children with Lee are what he is most remembered for in terms of his personal life. Growing up, Tony Curtis faced many hardships that shaped his life. His childhood was far from easy, marked by a difficult family environment. His mother was mentally unstable and often violent, which created a chaotic and frightening atmosphere at home. Due to these circumstances, Curtis was sent to an orphanage for a time, where he experienced feelings of loneliness and separation from the family he longed for. These early experiences left deep scars and made his childhood tumultuous and painful. As an adult, Tony Curtis was known for his charm and charisma, but also for his claims about his personal life. He said he had slept with 1,000 women, including well-known actress Natalie Wood. His reputation as a ladies' man was part of his Hollywood persona, and he often spoke openly about his relationships and encounters. Despite his fame, Curtis's early life was filled with hardship and instability, which contrasted sharply with his later success in movies and his reputation in the entertainment industry. His childhood trauma and personal experiences played a significant role in shaping the man he became and the stories he shared about his life. Growing up in the Bronx, Bernard Schwartz faced a challenging childhood, but always dreamed of making it big in movies. His early life was marked by hard work and determination, and he used every opportunity to improve himself. One day, a talent agent spotted him and recognized his potential to become a star. This encounter changed his life, leading him to change his name to Tony Curtis, a name that would become famous around the world. Once he was signed by Universal Studios, Curtis began his journey into Hollywood. At first, he played small roles in films, often as a background character or in minor scenes. Despite these humble beginnings, he showed promise and kept working hard. To prepare for his acting career, Curtis received lessons in fencing and writing. These skills helped him look more convincing in action scenes and gave him an edge in certain roles. His early years in Hollywood were a mixture of modest parts and learning experiences, laying the foundation for his later success. Over time, his talent and dedication helped him rise from small roles to becoming a well-known actor in the film industry. Curtis's journey from a young boy in the Bronx to a Hollywood star is a story of perseverance, talent, and the importance of seizing opportunities. Initially, when exploring Tony Curtis's relationship with Janet Leigh, it is important to note that their romance began in 1950. Soon after, they became known as Hollywood's It Couple due to their growing popularity and frequent appearances together. Their chemistry extended not only off-screen but also on-screen, as they starred together in several movies, including the film Houdnia, which showcased their acting talent and strong connection. However, despite their public image of a happy marriage, Curtis's personal life was more complicated. His marriage to Janet Leigh faced challenges primarily because of his infidelity. Curtis's unfaithfulness affected their relationship, creating tension and difficulties that eventually impacted their union. In addition to his troubles with Janet Leigh, Tony Curtis's romantic life also included an affair with Marilyn Monroe, one of Hollywood's most legendary figures. This affair occurred during the filming of the movie Some Like It Hot, where Curtis and Monroe shared scenes and developed a close relationship. Curtis claimed that Marilyn Monroe might have been pregnant with his child during that time, adding a layer of controversy and intrigue to their affair. The relationship between Curtis and Monroe has become a notable story in Hollywood history, reflecting the complex and often tumultuous lives of stars during that era. Throughout his life, Curtis's romantic and marital experiences, including his relationship with Janet Leigh and his affair with Marilyn Monroe, played a significant role in shaping his personal history. These relationships were marked by both love and betrayal, revealing a more human side behind the glamorous facade of Hollywood's golden age. Curtis's story remains a compelling chapter in the history of Hollywood's legends, illustrating how personal lives can often be as dramatic as the films they starred in. After serving in the military, Tony Curtis met Marilyn Monroe for the first time in 1948. He later described their initial encounter as the beginning of what he considered his first true love affair. At that time, Monroe was becoming a rising star, and Curtis was also starting to find his place in Hollywood. They shared a brief but memorable connection, and Curtis often spoke about his feelings for her, highlighting the importance she held in his life. As their careers advanced, both Monroe and Curtis became big Hollywood icons. However, their relationship faced many challenges. When they worked together on the film Some Like It Hot, tensions arose that affected their interactions. Their relationship was strained by the pressures of their careers, which kept them busy and often emotional. Personal struggles, busy schedules, and media attention added to the difficulties they experienced, making it hard for their relationship to flourish. Despite this, Curtis remembered their time together with fondness and saw Monroe as a significant person in his life. Their early romance remained a poignant memory for him, even as they continued to grow as actors and navigate the demands of Hollywood. Their relationship was a mix of genuine affection and the inevitable strains that come with fame and personal issues, leaving a lasting impression on Curtis' life and career. During the filming of Some Like It Hot, Tony Curtis made a sarcastic remark that kissing Marilyn Monroe was like kissing Hitler, highlighting the tense atmosphere on set and the strained relationship between the actors. His comment reflected the underlying friction and discomfort that sometimes arose during their scenes together, which was well known among those involved in the production. Despite the joking tone of Curtis's remark, it hinted at the complex dynamics and the pressure of working with a star who was facing personal struggles at the time. Additionally, during the filming, Marilyn Monroe was believed by some to be pregnant with Tony Curtis's child. However, this pregnancy was not to be, as Marilyn later suffered a miscarriage, which many attribute to the physical and emotional challenges she was experiencing. Her pregnancy rumors added another layer of complexity to the already complicated relationships on set. Curtis, Monroe, and the other cast members were all navigating the tension of creating a comedy classic while dealing with their own personal issues and a demanding professional environment. These moments and remarks have become a part of Hollywood history, illustrating the behind-the-scenes realities that contrast with the glamorous image of movie stars. Despite the difficulties, the film was successful and remains a beloved classic in cinema history. After his affair with Marilyn Monroe and her subsequent miscarriage, Tony Curtis experienced a deep sense of sadness and depression. This difficult period put a strain on his marriage to Janet Leigh, leading to their eventual breakup. Despite the pain of losing Monroe and the emotional turmoil it caused, Curtis continued to seek companionship and love by marrying 5 more times. Each of these marriages ended in divorce, showing that he faced ongoing challenges in his personal life. Throughout these marriages, Curtis had additional children, adding more family members to his life. His relationships reflected a constant search for happiness and stability, but they were often marked by separation and new beginnings. This pattern of multiple marriages and divorces highlighted the complexities of his personal journey. Even with the ups and downs, Curtis's life was filled with love, loss, and the hope of finding lasting happiness with his family and loved ones. Despite the hardships he faced, he kept moving forward, always carrying the memories of his past relationships with him. Tony Curtis's final marriage was to Jill Vandenberg, a woman who was 42 years younger than him. Despite the age gap, they stayed married until the end of his life, and this marriage marked the last chapter of his personal life. Throughout his career, Curtis was famous not only for his acting talent, but also for his numerous affairs. He often publicly stated that he had been in love with every woman he met, which contributed to his reputation for a complicated and active love life. This pattern of many romantic relationships left behind a complex sexual legacy that fascinated the public and his fans. His relationships and admissions about love and sex made him a controversial figure, adding depth to his persona beyond his acting roles. Curtis's life was filled with both successes and personal struggles, and his final marriage to Vandenberg was a significant part of his story. His legacy includes his contributions to film and his reputation for being a man who truly loved love, leaving behind a rich history of romance and